told my class last night, I forgot to record the class yesterday. And they're like, well, can you forget to record ours too?
Maybe I shouldn't remind you.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna say.
Why did you even tell her? Okay.
I'm not in it today, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's why she's telling on everybody, right? Okay. Day out today. Gosh. All right, so I guess we're gonna have Chris first.
Yay. Just a moment.
Okay, Chris. So before you go, you told me that it was a speech to entertain, which we know that, but you have to tell me which entertainment speech.
Well, I guess commemorative.
Okay.
Um,
All right. No, I cannot. Get my phone.
all right, so I should start now, right?
No. Okay. Oh. Okay, Chris, we're ready.
All right. So when my wife and I were married, it was a tiny ceremony. We planned it quickly, just the two of us, a couple weeks before I left for boot camp. We couldn't afford much at the time, but it was important to me that she knew how committed I was to our relationship. The only regret I have about our wedding is that we didn't really have a reception. We went and got pizza and our wedding clothes afterwards. Um, one day, maybe we will, but I'll practice on you guys first. I knew I had met someone truly special after several months together. At one point, I realized that it had been weeks since we had argued. I know I can be a difficult person. I'm impatient, stubborn, headstrong, and I don't like admitting I'm wrong. But on the rare occasions that we do argue, I know that I'm the problem. She has a way of diffusing the situation with a look. She has thousands of looks, but she is unbelievably skilled at throwing me with a glance, the one that says I'm being unreasonable and that I look like an idiot. Her eyes are incredibly expressive. Beautiful too. I swear they change color, green to blue to hazel, depending on the weather, her clothes, and her mood. But they can't hide anything. She is the worst liar I have ever met. She tries sometimes, and it's adorable. She has a really hard time hiding surprises from me. And she will refuse to tell me what the surprise is, but she ruins it with the excitement that radiates out of her eyes. On the few occasions that she has tried lying to me, she immediately gives up the game. An unfortunate byproduct of this is that I can't rely on her to lie for me, but that forces me to be a better person. Ultimately, though, we make a great team. When I joined the Navy, she followed me across the country twice. She dropped everything to do it. I had a lot of long, trying days, and she was consistently my source of resolve and my only confidant. Through all this, she never once complained. Not really. I mean, she would tell me how much she missed me, but she never was accusatory about it. I know how hard it was on her when I had to leave. She was stranded on the other side of the country from her family and her friends, and she never complained. I can rely on her to handle anything. I don't know where I'd be without her by my side, but I can tell you that without her, I am incomplete. She tempers me and makes me stronger. And I hope I do the same for her. I know I'm a work in progress, like a sculpture still half in the marble. And I'm glad that she's the one holding the chisel. I think you're muted, Professor.
I am. I said you gave us the look that it was over.
Ah,
I'm gonna
Chris,
have
that was
I'm gonna have to
good.
add that to closing remarks, like the look. You're like,
Yep. Any
oh,
questions?
please. Okay, good. So now I see why you said I guess it's commemorative, right?
Yeah.
Chris,
Satire,
Yep.
satire commemorative,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
satirical.
What's up, Alicia?
I said, did you read that speech to her?
Oh, no, no, no.
You need to.
Yeah, you should. I
You
like
should.
it.
I like the eyes part and the fact that she can't lie.
She really can't. It's so funny. Like she'll try. She'll try. Like if I'd given the my pet peeve speech, which I could, I have it prepared, but I'll wait until everybody does their informatives. Um, like she doesn't clean out the lint filter in the dryer, and it drives me nuts, right? And I'll ask her, I'll be like, "Did you clean out the lint filter?" And she'll be like, "Mm-hmm." It's always about
That's
something small
nice
like
though,
that
but
too.
I
Yeah.
think you should give her that speech. Your anniversary. Just throw a little anniversary party and give that speech.
Yeah.
I got a few months left.
Yeah, you need to do that. You gonna do that?
Color?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I might touch it up a little bit before then, but
Yeah. Let it be more sentimental.
I think she'd really, really like
Yeah.
I had to close my door so she didn't overhear
We've got it on tape.
it. Hmm.
Boy, Gurneet picked one heck of a time to go back to India. Now, He was talking to me about it, so not good conditions there now.
It's really bad. The virus is on the rampage out there. It's like 300,000 people infected like every day.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I told him that we're going to keep him in our prayers today. All right, who would like to go next? I think that's it for the special occasion speeches, right? Just the three informatives. See and keep it. Okay. All right. Eeny, meeny, my. No, I'm just kidding. Jasmine or Deep? Who's going to go first?
Don't look at why you look at me all the time. I'll know, but why me?
You're special.
Okay.
Was that a good enough answer or no?
Yeah. No, it's a good answer. But
But
okay.
I didn't say that you had to go. I didn't really pick you.
I can go anyway because I don't want to do the guessing game, and Deep having more time is probably a nicer gesture. Some about caring sentiment. I don't know.
He
I
likes
don't know if
it.
I'm gonna cut in and out though. I've been having weird internet lately.
Okay.
Okay. I was once told by a friend that if I were to brush down my dog's back with a toothbrush, she would think about her mother and start crying. I wondered why this was and why I could never press myself to try for weeks after I found my moral judgment to be the cause. My thought process wouldn't come near the idea of playing with her emotions because I've seen firsthand that Yada has them. Some would say animals don't feel things like people do, and I can prove through research and my own experience that that's not the case. Behavior and brain scans have proven that dogs feel joy when you see them and express it to please the owner. This was found by a fellow dog lover and WAC corporate author named Patty Ozell, who claims that dogs have evolved and changed in their partnership with people, so they're happy specifically to please us. Though animals are seen to operate on more basic thinking and survivalist motivation, it is clear for many owners that there is some joy to be had with them in a relationship. Because dogs experience time, life, and experiences differently and on a different time time frame, they process and develop different behaviors and reactions over that time frame. These make the time share between both parties something to be observed and learned in different ways. Researcher Stanley Coren with Psychology Today found in his animal research that dogs go through their developmental stages much quicker than humans do and have their full range at 4 to 6 months of age. This means even in youth, they have a lot to show for their love and experiences and flout them freely with training. There's also points where we should consider that it could be a response to stimuli or food when a dog lights up with us. But while there are a handful of dogs that prefer praise over food, there are also a couple of dogs at the other end of the spectrum. For them, it really was all about the food. Evidence I have had with my dog for nearly 2 years now would indicate both instances. Despite her being adopted and older, she still shows affection and emotions very frequently. Whether I'm feeding her, just saying hello when I come home, so more than likely just like roll right on her back, whether I'm walking in the room or just saying something to her, she's just gonna like lay right on her back, like pet me, no matter what's happening, even if she's hungry. So when I'm feeding her, just saying hi, she'll usually just dart straight at me and then do that, so I get some point to give her attention. A research team studying dogs' perceptions of humans' emotions believes that this suggests that dogs have an intrinsic ability to combine emotional cues in humans. Though they may not have the mental processing capacity or understanding that most logical humans do, it's been proven through observation and testing that dogs have legitimate emotions. Whatever the source may be, I would say it's proven at this point that dogs can feel within a range from even months of development. Okay, I'm done. Am I lagging? Was it bad? I'm getting applause. Thank you.
Get your time. It's not showing up here. I have to get it off the phone.
Did I lag? Did you get that? Because I've been cutting out all day.
No,
Yeah,
we got it.
we
Okay.
got it. We got it. So I tend to agree with you. Um, that dogs um do have emotions.
I know it's an informative one. I wasn't sure how to make Yada a test subject specifically, so I threw her in near the end. But she does do that, whether I'm just showing up at home or just like saying hi, she's just gonna like roll over right on her back, like pet me, like Yada, come get this food. What are you doing? It's just like on her back.
Where's Yada right now?
She's chilling with my mom 'cause she brought in groceries, so now she's all excited and running around barking
Call
downstairs.
her and put her on camera. That'd be a good visual for you.
All right, I'll be right back. Well, come on, Mom, we get this A+.
Jasmine, you missed your call and you should have been a stand-up comedian. You really do entertain us. It's that time.
I try.
Hi there. It's like, can I go now? He looked at you like, can I go now, please?
Do you want to go? Are you bored?
He said, you don't even like to be on camera. Why do you think I want to get on camera?
You're fun to have in class. Look at you.
So as I was saying, Jasmine, I do agree with you about dogs having, emotional feelings like people. Um, I know that when I would feel sad, my dog would seem to feel sad too. If he saw you crying or anything like that, he'd come and look at you, inquisitively, like, "What's going on?" And then he'd see that you were sad, and he'd put his head on me and try to lick me to let me know that he loves me, even if I'm sad. He's trying to make me feel better.
Yeah, I think it's the energy around like their environment and stuff that they can sense when something's wrong. Because I work out in the morning sometimes, and I'll be on the floor like dying because it's hard. I'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm dying!" And she's like running down the stairs, and she just stares at me, and then she rolls over on her belly like that. She literally just comes up and does this, like, "Pet me, it makes you feel better." And then you lick my forehead because you're gross.
Okay, any questions for Jasmine? Now, Jasmine, I think that your topic is leaning towards persuasion.
It is.
Oh yeah. And you
I
keep
thought since there was research, it could be fact.
no, you keep saying that, and I keep telling you that all speech, like either speech, deserves research. Like, yes, and both speeches need facts, but the persuasive speech takes a partisan view.
Oh,
And your speech definitely took a partisan view, and you wanted us to come around to your way of thinking about it as well.
fair
And
enough.
here's another clue. You said in your speech right in the beginning, as soon as you gave us your central idea, and now I'm going to prove it to you. Right?
Yeah, I see your point.
So you are trying to convince us of this theory that you believe in.
Fair enough. I hear your point.
Mm-hmm. So, like, if you were just to tell us a list of emotions that dogs have, that be more on the informative realm, because you didn't get on one side or another. You just told us that these are the signs, or these are the steps, or these are the stages, or these are the whatever it is that you're going to talk about.
Does this mean I fail?
No, of course
Okay.
not. No, you don't fail. I mean, you know, I do take off some for it, but then I look past that to see, okay, so how does she present this? Did she use the rules correctly? Did she have the right supporting material? Did she have this? So you still can get a good grade even if you give the wrong speech. You don't fail because you didn't give the right speech.
Okay.
But you can't get a perfect score either because you know I want you to give the speech that you're supposed to give.
Right.
But do you understand the difference though between?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. But you did a good job with your supporting material.
Even though with theories and stuff, I found it's gotta be undeniably and objectively fact.
Yes, you definitely need facts in both an informative speech and a persuasive speech for sure. You
Right.
have to have facts to back up what you say. Well, not just facts, you know, there's different types of supporting materials. You can have expert testimony, narrative, stories, statistics, the facts, you know. But it goes beyond that. Like, what is it that you're trying to do? Are you trying to just inform us without being partisan, like without trying to encourage us or influence us is a better word, convince us, being an advocate for that topic, so to speak, or for that thought process, as opposed to just telling us, you know, what are the signs? Like, had you just said signs of emotional signs that dogs show.
Specific examples and stuff like that.
You know, if you just said emotional signs of emotional traits
Fair
that
enough.
dogs have that are similar to humans are
Like boredom. His
feeling
dad is bored.
boredom, right. So you're not really trying to sell that to us as you were with when you told us, okay, so this exists other than this exists, and I'm going to prove why this exists. So believe me when I tell you this, because this is the God's honest truth here.
Right.
Okay, it's the God's honest truth if you told us 3 signs, but you weren't being an advocate for that. You just are telling us what are the emotional signs that dogs show that are similar to humans.
Right.
So it's the way. Remember when we did, I don't know if you were here when we did the speech about cheating signs
I was here.
about cheating, right? So, and then remember we talked about how it could be informative or it could be persuasive, but it was all in the manner and how you present it. Remember that? We talked about that.
Right.
So just so you know, I want you to be clear about the difference, because as soon as you start trying to persuade someone, convince someone, influence someone, and you're acting as an advocate for that position, okay, over the position, because the other side of that is no, they don't have emotions. No, they don't have emotions. Okay, somebody might think it's perfectly okay to sit that dog outside with a chain on his neck all night long, and you know, without a dog cows, without anything, just right. So
That's not me. But I see your point.
they don't think of dogs as human like. You know what I mean? They don't
Right.
have those feelings about dogs or pets in general. They see them as, you know, well, they don't have feelings, or if they do, they don't care about them. So that's the difference. Now, yeah, you could say that someone would say, well, I mean, regardless of, you are kind of like indirectly saying to the person, believe that these are the signs, because I'm telling you, these are the signs. But you're not really acting as an advocate for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it could even be considered a persuasive speech on question of fact, which I told you, it looks a whole lot like the informative speech. It's a very thin line between the two to tell. But you can always, and another sign is when you get to your conclusion. And in the conclusion, if you make some type of call to action to the audience and tell them, then yeah, that totally confirms it, that was your purpose. Because at the end, you reminded them, now change your mind around to my way of thinking and do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Should I revise? Should I start working on it again now?
no, you don't have to work on it again. It's just, I just want you to understand the difference between them. But you got good supporting material. You know, you had a attention getting device. You had conclusion. I think closing remarks could have been a little more developed, but you did what you're supposed to do in terms of a speech. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. All right. Who is next? Deep.
Deep.
Yeah, just a sec.
How are you? Anybody have any questions for Jasmine? It's a very interesting topic, especially for pet lovers.
Everyone but Chris is muted,
I was
by the way.
muted too.
Oh, right. You have two windows.
Yes, he has two windows. That's why when I tried to put him in the gallery view, I mean in the speaker view, only his audio came up.
Yeah, you have to pin the live feed.
How do you pin one?
Double click on it.
Well, that makes sense.
No, I
I
tried.
clicked it, like, how do you pin that? Oh, it's right there.
It just made the whole thing big, so that didn't work either. Double clicking it, it didn't work.
Hi, Deep.
What's up?
I'm mute.
No questions for Jasmine? Thank you, Jasmine. And by the way, Jasmine, you weren't the only person that did that. Ready?
That makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, you're not. And every semester is somebody does that, so don't sweat too much about that. All right, we're deep. We're ready for you.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so here we go. So who would have ever thought that that electric vehicles would even come close to competing with gasoline vehicles? Well, the invention of a well-known car brand, Tesla, led by entrepreneur Elon Musk, joining in 2004, surely has given competition by being one of the most popular vehicles of this time. Every glance you take when you're out on the road, you're assured to see a Tesla. Its rise in popularity over the years has sold millions and millions of units. With that being said, let's dig deeper into the history of how Tesla Motors has developed into the car brand it is today. Tesla was created in 2003 by Elon Musk, an entrepreneur and current CEO of Tesla, along with a group of engineers who decided to put together an idea of producing electric vehicles that would compete with gasoline vehicles in terms of speed, acceleration, and of course, more enjoyable to drive. In simpler terms, it was Tesla's goal to be gasoline-driven vehicles. Tesla first produced their first electric vehicle called the Roadster in 2008. According to Barbara A. Schreiber, a cum laude graduate from St. Xavier's University and an editorial assistant for the Britannica Encyclopedia, states that in company tests, it achieved 245 miles, which is 394 kilometers on a single charge, a range unprecedented for a production electric car. Additional tests showed that its performance was comparable to that of many gasoline-powered sports cars. The Roadster could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds and could reach a top speed of 125 miles per hour. For many, this was surprising as it was hard to believe an electric vehicle can perform at such a standard. Its starting price was listed as $109,000. The downside to this was that the vehicle took 24 to 48 hours on a standard home outlet to charge, which was quite inconvenient, and this put them at a large disadvantage compared to gasoline vehicles, as even till this day it takes a Tesla an hour or so to recharge. Later in 2012, the company halted the production of the Roadster and decided to take on produce the Tesla Model S, which is the first ever sedan Tesla produced. This vehicle came with 3 battery options from 235 to 300 mile category and clocked in at 0 to 60 in just over 4 seconds. On Tesla's About page, it states, Tesla designed the world's first ever premium all-electric sedan from the ground up, Model S, which has become the best car in its class in every category, combining safety, performance, and efficiency. Model S has reset the world's expectations for the car of the 21st century with the longest range of any electric vehicle. An addition was made to the vehicle where the battery would be stored under the car instead of in the front, unlike the Roadster, for extra storage and better handling. This was also when Tesla started to build their supercharging stations available. Without a doubt, Tesla was starting to produce fast vehicles. However, the prices were still hefty, as the Tesla Model S's MSRP was listed at a base price of $69,900. In 2014, Tesla took an interesting turning point and developed the autopilot feature. This feature allowed drivers to set a location where they would like to go, and the car would drive there automatically. This feature, however, was only available to models after 2014, would be an extra $10,000. At this point in time, Tesla had made a strong statement through the sedan, the Tesla Model S, and proved to the world that they can compete with gasoline vehicles. Now, the only thing lacking was that the size, and that they needed a bigger vehicle. With that being said, in 2015, Tesla came out and produced the Tesla Model X, which caught many buyers' attention because of their Falcon wing gears that would go up like a sports car that served as a major attraction. The Model X, also compared to the Model S and Roadster, was bigger in size and had a bigger battery of 295 miles and seating up to 7 at that time. This by far was the most luxurious model and still is to the day, and with more luxury comes an expensive deal, as this vehicle's MSRP was $79,990. Yet still a hefty price for the average consumer. Interestingly, Tesla not only has been a seller of vehicles, as it also bought a solar company called Solar City in 2016, and this led them to change their name to Tesla Incorporation, indicating that it didn't only sell cars. As time progressed, consumers were very impressed with the performance of these vehicles, and there was a rising interest for Tesla. Though there was an issue that there was not a model yet to be produced that could be affordable for the average consumer. This is when in 2017, Tesla produced their cheapest vehicle yet, called the Tesla Model 3. That was a four-door sedan, 220-mile range, and was listed as an MSRP of just $35,000. In a news article called History of Tesla, Timeline Facts, written by Eric Reed, a journalist who had written multiple articles for the Street News, states that this would be the company's first targeted as a mainstream market, which with the price point below $70,000. In conclusion, Tesla, an idea created by businessman Elon Musk, has reached great heights in a short period of time through their journey and continue to do so. It is difficult to believe that electric vehicles would ever even be able to compete with gasoline vehicles in terms of speed, acceleration, and economy. However, Tesla has made this possible. Yeah, that's it.
Very interesting, Deep. I was just in the car, me and my son and my
Uh-huh.
cousin was talking about Tesla. What I love about you have all the facts and the information, but what I love about it is the security features. Nothing else. The security features of Tesla. But your speech was good.
Technology's insane, yeah.
Yeah, very.
We can only see your hand,
Who, me?
Alicia. Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh, there's your head. You just see some dude as your background, and then you had your fingers like this for some of it, and then just doing
Oh
hand
no.
signs in the middle.
Uh,
It was like you were like talking to us with your hands or something.
oh my God.
So did
Yeah, that
in your research, did you come across any information about the autopilot uh, improvement?
Well,
I recall there were a few people died because the autopilot just broke
hmm
out.
there, there, there's been a decent amount of people actually have like suffer from car accidents because of it. Because some people, I guess, they just tend to sleep and let the car drive by itself, which is not smart. It's not advisable at all.
You still gotta pay attention when you have it in autopilot. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, like you have to keep your hands on the wheel while
steering
it's
wheel.
on
Me too.
while it's on autopilot. And while it does, there have been incidences of crashes while in autopilot. The the rate of crashes is like I want to say something like 4 times less than uh, just people driving normally. I want to say it was like one accident out of every 4 million miles driven, whereas the average rate of accidents on the roads in the U.S. is one accident per 900 some odd thousand miles driven.
I'm sure it's getting better because have you ever heard of that car company called Waymo? There are self-driving cars today now.
Yes.
Incredible. Like some guy literally got in it and it drove him to his destination. Nobody in the wheel. Just the wheel moving by itself. Like
You got muted.
paranormal.
I press spacebar to make it temporary, but that don't work. Have any of you ever heard of Detroit Become Human? Because I think that's what's going to be the future. Yeah, I knew you were going to put your hand up. I knew you. You know what's up.
I heard of it. I never played it.
For real. Like,
What did you ask?
it's like
There's okay, so it's a game, but the way it's set up, you get different alternatives to make a different storyline depending, and it's called Detroit Become Human. So it's a perspective of cyborgs and like futuristic robots maneuvering through a new world where you can just do whatever with your android. It's just an assistant. They got rights and jobs, and they're taking over the world. And they had like a self-driving bus when Kiara was going to her new home when she got rebooted, and it was just what I thought of when you brought that up.
yeah, that game is
I love that
insane. It's
game
like
so
it's
much. I
yeah.
just watched the gameplay,
It
but I loved it.
questions your morality so hard. I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna accidentally like hurt one of these characters.
They're so mean to him too. I hope we're not like that in the future.
For real, for real. Remember the dad
Yeah,
and the oh my god, I
he
hate
was just like, "Well, you think I'm a failure too?" Huh? Huh? I'm sorry, and he just
it. He was just shaking the hell out of her. I was just like, calm down, brother.
no.
Yo.
But when Marcus was with the old man, like his like living age, I do see
Okay,
the benefits of
okay,
that. It was so
Spoiler
good.
alert.
We're gonna have to stop.
okay. So
Gamer talk.
you wondering what does this have to do with Tesla? Like,
Self-driving future. I don't know.
okay,
Robots and
I
I
stuff.
wish I could
forgot
show
because
all of
you
you that
got
though.
off
It was
on
so good.
another direction about that. Didn't you? I forgot what was the connection. Yeah. Okay, great. Any questions for Dee?
Why'd you choose Tesla?
This is my favorite car.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the favorite, yeah.
All right, I'm good now.
Now, had he said, had his central idea been Tesla is the best car on the road today.
Persuasive.
That'd be more opinionated.
Yeah.
And then best in what regard? That's another thing.
Or if he said, um,
The worst car.
worst car, yeah, yeah. Or I want you to understand that it's just only, it's more than opinion's good to say, yeah, an opinion. Yeah. Because to have an opinion, that means everybody has one and it could be different. So it could be two sides to it, right? Yes, yes. But I don't want you to get it confused because you've been doing this for since we did informative. That's why I'm coming back to you on it. Because informative is not on one side or another. That's the important part about it. Because if you don't understand that, you'll keep thinking that these other persuasive speeches that you're doing are informative speeches, and they're not. Okay. All right. So I guess Ankita didn't make it today. Just looking forward to this about Wally. All right. Well, that's it, class. We're at the end almost. Because next week you have your, I mean, yeah, next week on Monday, you
Final.
you have your final exam
Uh,
at 3, so you won't see me again. Um, and I'm gonna definitely miss you all so much. I had a great time with you. Very
Professor.
good class. I learned from you all, as I always learn from my students. Um, the other thing I wanted to remind you about is the journals, right? Um, they're due the last day. Uh, Again, every week you should have some entry about a topic that we talked about. Um, the instructor evaluation. Did I show you where it was? I know that I did in the beginning, but is everybody clear? It's on the last day.
yeah.
Okay, and it's also in the course post. So please complete that, the instructor evaluation, and submit that. As well, your discussion board. Now, if you are assigned to someone who didn't deliver their speech, then you can select another person on your own.
Okay. That's what I
Okay.
was wondering the other day.
Yeah. So if your person didn't deliver, then just pick someone else. And this, again, the special occasions, you pick whoever you want to for a special occasion.
Okay.
The informative, you pick the people that I assign. Well, you evaluate the people that I assign.
Is
Okay.
it, are those the same people that you assigned the first time?
No, it's different. You mean for the pet peeve?
Yeah, for the pet feeds. Yeah.
Right. No, it's different.
Different list.
Where do I find that list?
It's
It
in
should
the
be over in the.
folder for informative speaking. Let me.
Do the jitterbug.
Because I only see the pet peeve folder.
Set sail with a couple of wackos. Dipping my hand, dipping my fat toe in the water. In the water. Ew, that's my speech.
Yeah. Okay. Why is it still so small? There we go.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
You found it? Which one was that?
It was in week 10. I didn't
10?
see
Okay.
that. Yeah. I was confused because
Not showing me anything on the side here. I don't know.
the pet peeve had its own folder in the lessons.
Right. The pet peeve had its own because it was so much stuff in that folder that I needed to make a folder just for the pet peeve. And then the special occasion is in, I believe, the next to the last day class.
How many people we have to pick for the special occasion? Just one? One? Evaluate one person?
Say again?
Is only one person we have to evaluate for the
Three.
special occasion? Three?
Three.
Chris, I'm evaluating you,
Aw.
Kiera, and Jasmine.
Three people.
Oh, I need deep. Oh, I'm at a crossroad. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
don't forget about that, the discussion board. Everything, I need to make sure that it's in by that last day because after that, then, it's going to be difficult for me to grade it because I have, like I said, I have other classes, so I have a deadline. I have to submit the grades.
Okay.
Exam, you have the 2 hours like you had before. Thanks to one of your student uh, classmates in another class, I decided to. Um, I think I already did it for you guys already, where you could go back in the questions, right? Did you go back in the questions or not in the exam? Do you recall?
Yeah, I got kicked out and I was able to go
Oh no,
back.
not that way. I mean, after you read question 3, then you can go back to question 1 and look at that again.
Oh,
Were you able to do that? I have to look to see. Did I change? I think I changed it for your class because I had a
okay.
student who gave me a persuasive argument, and I bought her persuasion. So, or I lost it, so you couldn't go back. This is a 2-hour exam.
Oh,
I don't usually have a 2-hour
no, we could
exam,
go back.
but because it's technology, and you can get kicked off, and this is kind of new for a lot of people, I didn't. I'm going to let you go ahead and go backwards. But I don't usually, because you have a test for 2 hours and you are permitted to use your notes, we don't use honor lock. That's why I won't let you go back. That's why initially I wouldn't let people go back because you just can't have everything. Okay. So, are there any questions about anything? Any
If
assignments?
I remember anything, I'll email you
Okay, yes, you
that I didn't say.
can. You get it. Um, it's been exciting. It's been entertaining, enjoyable, informative, persuasive. Um, do you all feel as though you're a better communicator today than you were the first day you came into class?
Yes,
Most definitely.
absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
At least you are aware of some shortcomings that you may have,
Yep.
some weaknesses where maybe you could improve upon. At least you know now how to identify uh, certain situations. I mean, certain behaviors bring about certain situations, and sometimes if we change those behaviors, we can create a better result outcome for the situation. And we're just as responsible for poor communication, right, as the
Yeah.
person we're trying to communicate with. There's always room to improve all of the time. And like I told you day one, a lot of the stuff, especially in the beginning, you already know all of that stuff, right? A lot of it, you already knew it. You just never thought about it in the manner in which we discussed it. But now we're aware, and now that we know better, we can do better. For sure.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for the semester. If you don't have any other questions, I'm glad to see that you all stuck it out, stayed for the semester. I hope that I made it enjoyable for you and added a little fun um, to a college class, um, as well as you gaining the knowledge that and understanding that you really need to be an effective communicator. But I can definitely see the change in you all, especially your speeches. You have come a long way, baby, and you deserve to have your training wheels taken.
Is this our special occasion speech?
No, it's not. I won't let you.
Oh, sure.
Feel like it is, right?
I should stop doing this student evaluation.
Okay. So, there being no questions, I'm going to bid you farewell. Best wishes with your college careers, daily life experiences. And for those of you who are moving on, graduating, I want to congratulate you.
Yay.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
You.
I will take those words throughout this my duration of college.
You were the least confusing, I will say that, because this was like not hard to follow at all. And I appreciate that because it's one of the easiest courses.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Because it's important that you can follow along and understand. Like, I know some teachers, they're trying to figure out how can they trick you or I don't know.
But they give you a 13-page syllabus and no clear instruction, which you did not do.
Well, that's definitely true.
Appreciated.
And you have to be able
Yep.
to relate the concepts to your life. Like I told you day one, nothing interests us more than ourselves.
What?
Nothing interests us more than ourselves.
That's true.
Told you that.
It's true.
Eh, maybe it's just me, but I find Yada more interesting than I am. I get bored with myself. It's like, Yada, what are you doing over there? She just breathes, and I'm just
You
like,
know what, Jasmine? I'm
But
done.
I tell you what, though, Jasmine. Okay, if somebody is saying something and they say that word Jasmine, Jasmine's gonna perk up. What? Somebody say my name?
yeah, I want to get hit with something.
Okay, that
It's
was
like, Jasmine, think fast.
all you have to do is say Jasmine. Jasmine, like that's me. What about it? Right? So
Yeah, that's fair.
we do, we have our interests in. I mean, whether we purposefully or not purposefully,
Consciously?
we're interested if it's about us. Like we want to know what are you talking about? Did you say my name? Are you talking? Did you say something to me?
Right.
Okay. So I said, you guys like the class too, right? You still here? I'm going.
Everybody's just free.
Yeah, I'm not
Right.
teaching in the summer, so I'll be back in the fall, probably in the classroom. They're talking
Yeah,
about
some of the
Yeah.
classes
so
are offering on campus. I kind of like that though. Yeah, I really prefer in class than online.
Me too.
That was one of my biggest struggles.
I see advantages and disadvantages to both
She
because
sees it all.
really should have no reason to be late. You really
Oh yeah,
Well,
when
that's true.
you yeah, without a doubt.
and
But
you have less excuse for no attendance because you can get on your phone. Like Chris is on his phone. Like
well,
you can
was
access us anywhere. You can be
Yep.
anywhere, and you can
sure.
access us. And even if you can't talk to us, you can listen to us, and you can hear it. The the course is taped, so you can go back and look at things, um, and you have more access to your instructor than you would generally
Well, that's true.
during in class because in class that office hour is sacred.
Mm.
You don't usually have a whole lot of other.
It used to bother my professors though, so
And
always
you know,
telling
I
them,
mean, I still get dressed, but some people they don't get dressed like they would if they had to go into class.
It's a small motivator, though.
I
So do you
um,
know what
you have
the
to
policy is going to
drive,
be?
spend money on gas, you got to spend money on lunch. You don't
it's
have to
just
spend money.
it's just the old it's just the old
There's nothing
campus
like people
feeling.
to people, face to face
Yeah, that's what I miss, the
contact
old interaction.
because something does get lost with technology. There's always something that you have to give up for something else, right? To receive things, you have to open up, right? So if you had something in your arms or whatever, and once you open that has to fall out so you can get something else. So
Yeah, as much as I love the beautiful atmosphere and smell of Mercer, just gotta work with what you got. Also, Chris, did you have a question? I thought you were saying something.
I did, yeah. Professor, do you know what the policy is going to be as far as next year NC classes? Everybody has to be vaccinated, correct?
We do?
did you see that in writing though?
I have not, and that's why I was
No, me
asking.
either. And I was wondering, like they keep sending us emails saying we're still, you know, deciding if we're going to be in person. Right now we're planning for in person, so plan for in person. Um,
But does that
but
mean plan to be vaccinated? Because I
they
mean, I'm getting my first shot
never
on Friday.
right, but they never said that. But they did offer the vaccination. That's how I got vaccinated for school.
Right.
Yeah, they
They
got a free
offered,
one at the college right now.
yeah, and now they're just, they have an open thing. But early on, like in January, they were giving vaccinations to the teachers. So I guess they were like, well, at least we have to get the teachers because a lot of teachers, there's a lot of older teachers at the school, a lot. And
Tons.
unfortunately, a lot of them were not willing to go online either.
Mm.
They didn't want to learn this. And I think that a lot of people believed that it was going to be temporary. And since, the pandemic hit in the middle of the semester, like right in the middle of
Yeah,
break,
last year, yeah.
About this time last year.
it was in spring break. I recall it clearly.
Yep.
And it wasn't good because I think it was like a Wednesday or something like that. I remember my class was on Wednesday that day, and
Yes.
they told us then, they wanted us to go to the report to the theater and then we were like, well, no, we're not going there. Why would we go in there? Mass of people. No, we're not going there. And um, the next week was spring break, so some students weren't able to you know, get. What are you laughing at, Jeff?
That irony just hit
Deep.
me. All right, we need all the staff to come collectively into this auditorium with this pandemic going on so we can talk about social distancing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they didn't want to talk so much about stuff, but they were
I
trying
can
to
see
talk
why
about
that's
going
funny.
online, going
Oh,
remote. They
good, I
wanted to
can't.
tell us about going remote, and a lot of the teachers were like, "No, we're not going there. Send us an email. Send us."
For your safety, everyone show up to this gym right now and get real close together so we
So
can fit everybody.
that transition from person-to-person learning to
Oh, God.
Blackboard, and the next week was spring break, so students weren't there. It was a lot, and I think a lot of teachers believe that, well, this is just going to be temporary. We'll be back next semester, and we'll just ride this out for this 1 month left, because 6 weeks left, whatever it was left in the
Mm.
semester. But little did they know that it was going to turn out to be so long. But
And the different strains were coming.
yeah, I suspect, Chris, that yeah, you are going to have to be vaccinated, because um, I believe Princeton came out as well to say you have to be
Rutgers.
vaccinated, and Mercer follows what Princeton does. So they probably, I know at least last year during the pandemic, that's what they were talking about when summer was approaching, that, because they didn't let us know until the middle of the summer that we were going remote.
Mm.
They did the same thing they did doing this year. Well, plan for, fall to go back into the classroom. But we don't know. And then finally, they said they were waiting for Princeton. Whatever Princeton was going to do, that's what they were going to do.
Striving for excellence. Can't
Fair
hang.
enough. I mean, I'm getting my vaccination, my first shot on Friday, so I'm not super concerned. But I was just wondering.
Going on campus?
I was too, Chris. That's a
Mhm.
good question. I suspect they will tell us once they have more information. They don't want to. They just they have hope that they will be back on campus. A lot.
Oh, if you're going
Me
on
too.
campus, go early. Parking's crazy.
Oh, I know. I remember.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen, but it's just unpredictable.
Mm.
Very unpredictable. My full-time career is in mixed in combative sports, where we regulate professional boxing, mixed martial arts. So we were shut down
Cool.
completely.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, think
Cool.
about it. You can't be that close to somebody. You can't social distance when people are doing like a jujitsu match.
They're
Let
swapping
alone land.
spit.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
exactly.
swapping spit and
Yep.
sweat,
Sweating on each other. Yep.
blood, and everything. And not
Yep.
only they swapping to me, it's flying all over everywhere. Like I can write off my suits when I go to work, because generally they're blood
Covered.
stains
Yeah.
at the end of the event, because we sit right there at the apron.
Right. Right.
So we were shut down, just totally nothing. And we just had our first event with no fans last Thursday,
What organization do you work with?
last Friday. The New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. I work for the state. We
Oh,
regulate.
no kidding.
I'm a deputy commissioner for
Oh, wow.
it.
Cool.
That is pretty cool.
I don't know what that means, but cool.
I'm second in command
Oh, that's awesome.
from the commissioner.
Deputy. Neat.
Yeah, so yeah, you can't social distance for that
Nope.
at all. And, but eventually this summer we're going to the governor just opened it up that you can have people indoors, and so
Hopefully that doesn't change between now and then, because I am looking forward to getting back to normal.
Yeah. Yes. I just wish everybody would just get vaccinated so we all could get back to normal. But that's just wishing.
Yep. Me
And it's
too.
never gonna happen.
I'm hesitant, to be honest.
I'm not sure about the vaccine. I don't know.
People
I'm
are
probably
saying
going to
I'm
get the
that,
vaccine. I still
kind
haven't
of
get one yet.
scared.
that's what I say, ladies. I'm pretty sure about over 500,000 people died from coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
About
good
that,
response.
okay, including my biological father
I'm
passed
sorry.
from COVID. Okay, so COVID is real, and I know several people that have died from COVID, and a lot of people that had COVID, and it
I'm
wasn't
sorry,
any.
Professor.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And uh, any all of the people who that had COVID that I know of said they wouldn't want to get it, and they wouldn't wish it on anybody. So, I
That's what
do
my
know
sister and
that
my
much.
auntie says.
So, I mean, aside from these things they're saying about Johnson and Johnson, I mean, I guess most people might be a little leery about that, but I mean, 15 people out of millions and millions is not
Yep.
a large number.
Yep.
But who wants to be that outlier? Nobody. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that 1% or whatever. You don't want to be that.
Yeah, I'm going to get it. They already came in while I was working and asked me if I wanted it. I'm going to get it.
Yeah, the others, the Pfizer and the Moderna, there's been no reported deaths
Yep.
from that, and it's extremely effective. And you're guaranteed that you won't be hospitalized.
Yay.
You're not going to die if you do contract it. So
Right.
to me, like, you have to weigh the pros and the cons. And the thing about getting coronavirus, you don't know what it's going to do to you.
I also heard something about like a booster shot in a couple of years. Has anybody heard anything
Yeah,
about
I
that?
heard Pfizer,
No.
Nope.
Pfizer may require a booster shot the beginning of 2022.
What does that mean? What is a booster shot?
Well, it's almost like, how every year we get a flu shot?
Ah,
Like
Oh.
that. And the reason why they're saying that is because these new variants. See, a lot of people don't understand. If everyone doesn't get immunized, then the virus can mutate.
Mutate. Yep.
somebody else.
Well, that's true.
Then when it starts mutating, the vaccine becomes less and less effective because the vaccine is on like 3 or 4
It's
derivatives
for that specific.
back from the variant. So, that's why we all should get vaccinated, so we all can go back to normal, or some semblance of it. Some
semblance.
Well, that's true.
something. So
Yeah.
I know some people are hesitant about it, but we have vaccines for all kinds of things. And when I was a kid, people had chicken pox and measles and mumps and all that stuff. We started getting immunized, okay? And then, I didn't see that with the next generation of kids.
I haven't even heard of it.
We had basically gotten rid of that until people stopped vaccinating
The
their kids again.
anti-vaxxers. Yep.
And now chicken pox is back, even tuberculosis. You know
Yep.
how long ago tuberculosis?
Measles. Measles is a big one.
Measles, yes. Measles and like, especially if a pregnant woman gets something like that, they could die.
Mhm.
So it's people don't understand that we get vaccinated for all kinds of things. Like, you can't go to school without having certain vaccinations. So
Yep.
why wouldn't they say that? Do you really want to be next to somebody who's potential carrier of coronavirus? No. So I don't know. This is one of these persuasive arguments, that
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
this is a classic, argument here.
I'm surprised nobody did that.
Is there a reason it wouldn't be informative? Because this seems like solid facts. Or is it because
Could
you're
be. It
trying
could
to
be.
persuade people to vaccinate and stuff?
So if yeah, go ahead,
Go ahead.
Professor.
You tell her so I can see how well you tell her.
So if the purpose of your argument is to persuade people to get the vaccine, then it would be a persuasive. If your purpose is to inform people of the benefits of getting the vaccine, which are definitive, then it is informative. The
Okay.
difference
Wait,
is
right there.
yeah.
If you told people the benefits only, okay,
Oh, right.
That's
I mean,
not
you would have
it
to
would be it would be persuasive on question of fact.
right
But if you said um, the benefits,
outweigh.
pros and cons of
Yes,
the pros and cons, today I like to tell you about the pros and cons of getting the vaccine.
right,
And you didn't say at the end, so you need to get your vaccine.
correct.
But you just said now you can see that there's advantages and disadvantages, and you can choose which one. That would be a informative
Informative.
speech. Or if you said there's 3 types of vaccines available in the United States.
okay.
You can't really get on the other side of that. You can just tell us what those vaccines are.
And the characteristics of the vaccine, like one is
Right,
the Johnson and Johnson is
right,
an
right. We can talk
adenovirus,
all
and
about that, right?
right,
But you cannot do a call to action, switch up. Like a lot of students do that too. A lot of students they'll go the whole path as informative, and then in the conclusion, they do a call to action
mm,
and say, so make sure you get your vaccine. Now, if you say that, okay,
You're taking a standpoint.
you're kind of getting on this one side or another, is moving to a question of fact. But if you didn't say, get the Pfizer vaccine is the best one, like, you know what I mean? That would be totally persuasive. So that's how that's how we tell the difference. That's how we keep it just like you said, Jasmine, just the facts check, right? That's how we keep it like that, where we don't influence a person what to do or try to change their mind, convince them to come around to your way of thinking. Very good. So
Hooray, we're learning.
I want you to stay safe because we're far down the road in this pandemic, I believe.
Yeah.
Although I think it's gonna be around for long, like we're gonna be dealing with it for a while. But I think that we can get to some level of at least socializing again. But I'm still not ready to eat in a restaurant right now. I'm not
really.
comfortable. No, I'm not comfortable taking off my mask in front of strangers. Like if
Okay.
I'm with other people who are vaccinated, I'm fine.
What
No, no,
about
no,
like
no, no.
entirely outdoors, social distance, all the tables are spaced out? You don't mind that? Are
Yeah,
you
that's okay.
okay?
That would be okay if I was outside, but inside of a indoors, because we know that's how it spreads indoors
Mm-hmm.
in the HVAC system.
Yep.
Especially these classrooms, well, not classrooms, but these buildings that don't have windows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a problem for COVID. I work in the Hughes Justice Complex, and that's the big glass building, no windows in it, and it has an HVAC problem, and it has had it from the inception. And for 2 years prior to the pandemic, the ceiling was down in the building because that building in the middle, it's just all open. People have like jumped over the side and killed themselves there. But it's all open there in the middle up until the 4th floor. Then there's something up there. So, but that ceiling has been down for 2 years.
Hmm.
Every day we get multiple notifications of COVID in the building, and there's hardly anybody in the building. We're all work from home, but there are some people who have to go, like the IT people are always there, and certain agencies from Division of Law and things. They are there because they every day they get these large settlement checks, millions and millions of dollars from big corporations and stuff like that. So some people have to be in the building. The people from the mailroom, they have to be there. And every day, state police, it's rampant amongst state police officers.
Hmm.
I feel bad for them because every day it's like 4 to 8 people a day, they're saying, from state police. That's not good.
I'm surprised. They should have been one of the first to get vaccinated, right? First responders.
Yeah, cops and stuff.
Well, you can't force the people to get it.
Mm.
So it seems like it's falling off some. So maybe, that's starting to work now.
That's good.
It seems like it is falling off some, but for a while there, it was really, really, it's really bad. It's really bad there. And they were saying they don't expect anybody to come back there till like September for us to go back to work there. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, like in the immediate future. But at least we can try to give ourselves some protection
Mm-hmm.
against it.
I can't wait to get my vaccine. Honestly, I can't wait to get both doses and just breathe
Immune.
a sigh of relief. Yeah.
That's what I felt when I got it. I felt relief.
Yep.
Felt relief. And my arm did hurt a lot.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
It hurt really, really, really bad for like a week.
Which one did you
Hi.
get?
My husband was not so bad. He didn't. His arm hurt, but not as bad. But he got the Pfizer. I got the Moderna.
Okay.
And I was tired. I just felt tired. The first day, it wasn't long. The tiredness went away like the next day. But
Your arm hurt.
my arm hurt for almost like at least 4 or 5 days. My arm was hurt.
Why?
And, when I got the second shot, I felt sick the next day.
That's what I've heard.
Felt like it just came on me all of a sudden because I felt okay. My arm wasn't as sore as it was the first time. But the next day, like in the middle of the day, I got a really bad headache and I started getting dizzy. I had to sit down. I started feeling nauseous, like I wanted to, throw up.
Mm-hmm.
And,
now, were you able to take anything?
I didn't take anything because it didn't last a long time. The whole episode, like felt so strongly that I was going to vomit that I went in the bathroom because I just knew it was going to happen. But it never did. It was just symptoms. You know what I mean? It was just symptoms. And I maybe like 5 minutes. So then I went and laid down and I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was fine.
Oh, okay.
So I would say the whole thing maybe lasted 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So, I mean, to me, that's a small price to pay.
Yeah.
For, just the sense of, like you said, Chris, the relief. Like, okay, at least I know I'm not going to die. Like, I don't have to get on a ventilator. They don't have to put me in a prone position and nobody can see me. And I'm just going to die with people in the hospital. And nobody, you don't have those fears anymore. And listen, if it is something's going to happen down the pike, oh, well. That's all I can say about it. Oh, well.
At least you did your part.
At least I did my part, and I didn't worry more
Spread
than
it
I
around.
do.
Yep. Yep.
I hope
And
that
honestly,
helps. I hope you
like,
guys got some information from that.
well, so
Hmm?
everybody talks about like a lot of the naysayers are either talking about how they're trying to chip you, which there is no evidence of whatsoever, or what if this is the start of the zombie apocalypse?
Or your kid gets autism.
That's a completely different
You didn't hear those? I heard
issue
those.
issue entirely. Of course, yeah, but that was like that's the argument the anti-vaxxers have had forever.
Anti-vaxxers have like among the worst arguments. Like it's
They
really
are really bad. But
Flat earthers versus anti-vaxxers. Who has the worst argument?
awful.
but yeah, like the one that I heard a lot was, what if this causes like a giant spike in deaths and like the post-apocalypse, we everybody turns into like the post-apocalyptic world. And
Well,
I'm like, if that happens, I don't want to live through that.
and no, and not only that, Chris, doesn't the pandemic kind of like resemble that?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Like, isn't the
a
pandemic
little bit.
like crazy?
I remember like I was working when the pandemic first broke out and lockdown happened, and I was on the roads, and like immediately, like night and day, the next day traffic was gone.
Gone.
Just
All the streets are
disappeared.
empty.
That's how I felt. Like I usually drive from home from work, and it's just full of traffic at around 9 a.m. because people are getting back home like I am.
Mhm.
And when it hit, man, nobody was on the road. I was just like, this is some alien stuff. Did they get abducted?
Yep.
You know what was the most freaky? The animals. Okay, because after about a month, and I saw this show that
Yep.
talked about what happens at the end of the world. Like they have all these scenarios, like what happens to this after 10 days, after a month, after a year, 10 years, 10,000 years, what happens to the earth?
Right.
And it was true. I have a lot of deer around here, like all kinds of little varmints and
Mhm.
around here. And they were actually just like out in the street and,
Yep.
just being bold. They were just,
They're being free.
humans are gone. We can have fun now.
Yep.
That reminds me, I think around in France, you know that area where they only use boats to travel about through their homes and whatnot?
Yeah.
Talking about in Venice,
Italy. Yeah, Venice.
Yeah.
The waters actually turn like light
it
blue.
cleared up.
Like
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
it cleared up.
Same thing happened in Los Angeles.
The fog. Yeah.
And the Ganges River turned
Yep.
blue too.
Wow.
Yes. And
It was
India.
insane.
They showed in India.
Are
They
we the
said
problem?
they had never
Yeah.
seen it like that
Yep.
ever.
Yeah.
No cars on the road.
I was like,
And that was after like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Any of you guys ever watch The Walking Dead?
Yes.
Not yet.
yeah.
Like we were in The Walking Dead.
Yeah. But it
The
really,
hoses everywhere.
it really connects with the climate change, though, right?
Does.
We got
It
a
does,
first-hand
yeah.
view of that.
Yeah.
That climate change is real.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And look how quickly it cleared up.
Mm.
The earth need rest. That's all.
Earth needs more than rest.
The
Earth.
year 2020 was really something to
It's really-
revel over.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
I
things
thought it.
came
Right.
out. A lot of revelations came out.
Yep.
COVID.
I just think it was so timely. Like nobody's death is timely, but everybody was sitting down, paying attention. And
Yes.
the whole world when
Mhm.
George Floyd was killed. The whole world saw it. It's
Yep.
not like we're all going about our busy lives and this and that.
Right.
The whole world saw it and the whole world reacted to it.
Mhm.
It was gnarly. Like even in Japan, they were putting up posters like Black Lives Matter right after his death.
Yeah,
The whole
It
world.
was insane.
it coming when we are in lockdown and people were angry.
And then just all
What?
of the inequities in life, all things
Mm.
were highlighted. Whatever was bad before the pandemic, oh, it was worse
Mm-hmm.
when the pandemic hit.
It showed a lot about
Pandemic,
our system in
Yeah.
America. It revealed some stuff.
pandemic shine light. Whatever was worse, whatever was terrible. If poverty was bad in a country, then it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
Anything that was bad was just highlighted to show
Exactly.
this is a problem. And it was almost like a wake up call that a lot of people missed it. A lot of people missed it. They did
Yeah.
not take advantage of the time
Shockingly,
they got in
right in front of me.
2020 to make a change in their life. For
In
the
a it might sound crazy, but I kind of the old lockdown. It enjoy the family time because we were like passing each other and not doing stuff. We don't have enough time when you're walking around the block. The dads playing with their kids and mom. I think even though they said that a rate was higher during that time, I think a lot of families become more closer.
Bro, I
Yeah.
cleaned my house with my mom and we talked like the whole day. It was weird.
Yeah. It's like the world just paused and you pay attention, you take time to just smell the fresh air outside and walk, you know,
yeah.
at the trees and oh, I didn't even notice that we have rabbits in our backyard.
Bruh,
Yeah, yeah. Makes you wonder,
real.
maybe it is a higher power, right? Maybe it
Yeah,
is something out here.
but I enjoyed it.
It was quite nice. I mean,
Class
it was
Yeah.
really
as well. So
I can't say it was good, the pandemic or quarantine or whatever, but I saw a lot of silver lining with quarantine. Like I was about to burn out so bad until we got that break. And with spring break, there's it was like spring break got extended for that year. It was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was for my I was studying for my second exam, and then I heard when we supposed to, we're not going back to school. Our professors like shoot us out an email. We're going fully online, remote. It was just crazy, and then I'm trying to, adjust. He didn't do the thing remote like what we're doing now. He said, you guys just continue working.
a lot of teachers did that.
Just
Because
so,
for people who had, see, I had taken the Blackboard classes when they first came out, the training for them.
Right.
So I had an idea of how to use it. And I was using it like just not even a lot, you know. And even the Connect, we had to use that. So I was using that, the Connect. But for people, so I had some knowledge of how it works. I had to figure out how to create my class. How do I do these speeches online? How do I do some of my exercise? Like I had to figure out how do I do these exercises online.
Right.
But if you didn't have that initial training, I can understand why so many teachers were like, I can't do that. Are you nuts? In a week? In 1 week? So
yeah, I got a lot of emails back to back from my professors. When we're supposed to meet, make sure you go through that PowerPoint. Coming back in last year, September, it was fresh for me. I kind of get adjusted with those classes that I have, and then I started to warm up. So this semester I haven't been so bad, but I struggle with those classes because I'm not really used to the old online stuff.
Are
You know.
the teachers still lecturing in the blackboard?
Well,
Are they lecturing in class, or do they do like we do, all exercises?
One of my
well,
teachers is, and I can't get in that class at all.
uh,
One of my teachers is, and I haven't been able to get in that class at all.
uh,
Why can't you get in?
Do you remember when my Blackboard was messed up and I couldn't access anything? I've been trying before and after. I still can't get in the course at all. So I just said I can't get any. I can't even see the class you're doing. So I just been trying to keep up outside of it.
So, okay, so for the ones that do Zoom, do they uh, do exercises in class like we do, or do they
Depends.
still lecture?
and some of the teacher don't use Zoom because the classes the other teachers that I use, they use what, collab.
Yeah, black.
Yeah, that's Blackboard.
But that's
Yeah.
because, see, the reason why we have it is because our coordinator fought for it and said there's no way we can use Blackboard. We have to have Zoom. And fought for it and fought for it. So that's why the communications department had Zoom.
Mm.
The thing too with that used to annoy me. It doesn't work with my Apple thing, and then the last semester my teacher said, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you gotta get your camera. I would go on it, but that old computer, that Dell one that I have, it doesn't have the camera. And sometimes I try to do my tablet, the collab, it wasn't working.
You know that the school provides
Computers?
computers and cameras.
Yeah, they don't have any cameras. It's like
Cameras.
I'm trying to find that. I've been looking and I only got the one email and the newsletter and the one page. I don't know where to go for that.
I had
Student services.
I have to
And they'll
serve.
be able to help you, send you on to where you refer.
Student services.
Yeah. Oh, the other question is where they post jobs every week, because I used to go on a notice board, where they do it now online.
I would check with student services on that one too, or the security. You could call the security desk. They probably will be able to tell you too.
I'll do that because I always like look at new posting, but
I'm sure they have something. It probably isn't as inclusive as it had been in the past because people used to be able to just put stuff up there too.
Is there a specific email for student services?
Does it say, when you go into the My Mercy, does it say student services?
Oh, I'll just make an email.
Go to the web page and go through and email them that way through the web page. Go to
Okay.
Professor comment.
Services.
They're offering classes on campus. Because I have statistic to take, and I think Carlene Sharpie, she's doing hers at Trenton downtown, and my account class is at West Windsor. Yeah, they have Monday and Wednesdays. Yes.
In the summer?
No, fall.
Oh, fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are saying that, but
Classes are optional when you're registering now, if you want to go totally online or you want to go back in the classroom, you have that option to do so.
Yeah, but they are really telling teachers most of the classes are going to be.
I don't mind taking a math class in person because I need help there. Yeah, the online
but
thing.
Then again, like I said, it's a lot more advantages this way because when class is over, and there's another class coming, I have to leave. But I could stay as long as I like for online.
Yeah, that's true. But one of the things too I didn't like when we just went online, I was telling my last professor I hate it because I chose when to end my exam. And after I finish everything, I can sat in that exam room and I can go over my questions again just to double think. But you can't do that online. It doesn't permit you to do so. A part of me miss the lab doing it there where I can go over stuff like that. So I had
Mm-hmm.
no, to be honest, I
No,
rather
no,
do
no. Yeah.
there than online, because your time and you're going and time run out, and you there you could take your time and you could go and you can double read and come back. Yeah, we're still in the last class.
Yeah, library,
Yeah. So there's a lot of things I miss about campus. Yeah.
yeah. Especially, yeah, you could just go get in a quiet place in the library.
Yeah.
In the library,
I
yes.
miss the library. When are they opening that up?
Hopefully, when they open up the campus.
No, you know what I miss? I miss the writing center. I want to print for free again.
Oh, even that. And the little instructor.
My priorities are in
Yeah,
free and printing.
yeah,
This
yeah. I used
I
to have
the
students.
test
Oh, I could have. I didn't have any money to print it out. That
It's
was
weird that it's got like a coin slot in there now. The library's like, oh, you got to pay 10 cents a page. I was like, 10 cents?
but in the computer center, you gotta pay for them papers.
Now in the writing
Yeah.
center,
I think
Yeah,
that
not in the
tutoring
writing
and free
center.
printing.
I think that I still am going to
You
incorporate
need to get
the
charged.
Blackboard into my course. Like I'm still going to keep all those documents there. It's better than photocopying all those documents and giving them out in
Mm-hmm.
class and killing
Yeah.
all those trees.
Mm-hmm.
That and the submission board is better. Students can see their grades right when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
I
don't
actually
have
really
a
like
lot of
that.
paper. Like I have so much paper, but so I don't have a lot of paper. Um, and I can put videos in there, and
Mm-hmm.
I can do a lot of. So my class still is going to be like kind of hybrid like, but just we'll just be in the classroom for
I think it has it both advantage and
yeah,
disadvantages.
for
You
sure,
never really get it all.
for sure. There's some yeah, you
Yeah.
have to give up something.
Yeah, you
Oh,
win
and I kind
some.
of look at this period as
Yeah.
similar to like the Industrial Revolution, like when electricity took over from
Yeah.
you know gas, like with lights that were gas lights. Electricity came about. Like this is what's happening with us with us now, in my opinion. We're changing.
Yeah.
We're changing. We're evolving now
Yep.
really into that 21st century.
Yeah.
We really are. Because this, like Deep told us about the cars. Now, the president
Yeah.
has said by 2035 or something like that, we're going to be total electric cars. And
That's the part. That is just so crazy.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, we are in a transitional period right now.
Yeah. Technology.
Things
I
are
tell
changing.
you.
And there's a lot of jobs that will never be back.
Yep.
No, no, no. That is so true.
They,
We were driving on the coming down. My cousin we were in Princeton. She said, "Oh my God, looking at this office building. If anyone told me I'll be working stuck at home, I would say that's a lie." She saw all these office buildings are closed. We can't even go in the buildings anymore. Work from home.
look how many companies realize they don't need brick and mortar.
I can barely get into the building to get the new
Don't
stuff
need
from the
we
little
don't need
cafe they got.
we don't need any of that overhead of insurance
I
on
want
the
to work
building,
from home.
heating the building, and
I think it's
electricity
safer.
in the building, and just the rent. Uh, you don't have any of those overhead things, and maybe you can do more with less.
Yeah.
A
Maybe
lot
we
of
don't
people
need to send people all across the country for a meeting. We can just Zoom the meeting.
mm,
We can save a
Yes.
lot of money. We could
that
we
one
could
work for
not,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
save a lot of fuel. We can say we can really change the way we operate now.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, what a world we live in now.
Yep. Time has come a long way, far
But
away.
you guys lived through it. You lived through a history making time. You can
Yeah.
tell your grandkids about it.
Looking back, the people used to send telegrams and stuff like that. Take weeks. I was watching even the Borgias, the Tudors rather, and I'm looking. They take like weeks to send telegram, and even Game of Thrones, they used to send like mail with the eagle and stuff like that. I'm saying,
You mean
whoa,
UPS?
yeah, girl.
Bro, you still got mail packages and stuff. You can't forget about the mail system yet. Snail mail's still alive.
Hey, even reading back in history, it will take weeks to reach the Massachusetts. We can just jump on an Amtrak, jump on a flight in minutes, in an hour, we reach wherever we want to go.
Bro, I'll be there in 5.
Oh, please. But it just show you how things have come a far way. Okay.
And
Relax.
still so far to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know that, Chris. Chris,
Yeah.
I really need you to what you're in the Navy.
I was, yeah.
My son is something else. He
Yeah?
signed up for the Marine,
Ooh.
then he back out. He signed up, I think it's 3 different positions. He signed up, he passed the test, and then he back out. I have these military people coming here calling.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Mom, I gotta cut my ear. I don't want to cut my ear. I don't want to.
But how long is his hair?
Let me see if I can find a picture. Your mom, then I heard that they're gonna send in the Marine first. It's gonna clear the way. They're the footmen.
Yeah. That's why I didn't join the Marines.
He said, I don't want to do that. I want to do Air Force. Then he signed up for Air Force. Then he signed up for something else. I said, you need just to leave the Army.
There you go.
Because he don't want to cut his ear, so I don't know
Well,
what's
you
up.
can't go to the military. You can't cut his hair.
You can
They're
grow
gonna
the
make
hair
him.
back.
They're gonna make him. Not only that, he's got to shave every single day, or he's got to get a no shave shit
Put that mop. Let me
He's
see.
got to shave every day?
every single day.
Why? So weird.
Ever since I got out, that's been like the biggest relief. I can just let my facial hair grow.
Why is it wrong to have facial hair in the military? I don't understand.
I will tell you why. It is because if you ever are in a CBR attack, it's chemical, biological, radiological, and you have to put on all the personal protective equipment.
That's
Your
his ear,
your
Chris.
face mask has to. Oh yeah, he's gonna have to cut that.
Yeah.
100%.
I think all of that.
Your Jasmine, your face mask has to form a seal around your face, and if you have hair there, it prevents it from forming a seal, and you could, you could die because of it.
Oh.
You
And
don't
on
want to
board,
cut that mop. You see that here? You don't want to cut that mop.
why does he keep going in?
That's him. You don't want to cut that mop head.
You got to tell him to stop talking to these recruiters then,
Yeah,
because they're gonna make him cut it.
he's bothering me to comb it. You need to cut that hair. I tried.
Oh, comb my hair.
He said if I cut his hair out, he's gonna ball me. Cut mine's off, so I leave him alone because I was gonna cut it off.
And I'm not ready to do prison
How
ministry.
about that mustache? Can he have that, Chris?
A mustache, yeah, but you can't have anything. Well, I
Like a
mean,
beard.
so
You can have a
so
beard. Yeah.
yeah, the like black people can get no shave shits easier because they're prone to shave like razor bumps. So if you shave a lot or if you shave the wrong way, you can get razor bumps. So and that can be really painful shaving every day with razor bumps. So they can get no shave shits for that, but they have to go to medical and get them renewed constantly, and that's a big pain. And not only that, they can't line them up. They can't get like they can't line up their beards or anything. So it's
Well,
not like it's gonna look good. It's just gonna look like a nasty beard. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's
And
They can't line it up. They can't.
no,
I
no,
remember, I
because
remember,
if they're lining it up, then that shows that they can shave it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So if they can shave it, then they can shave the whole thing. So if they're lining up their beards, that means that now they're just doing it for a cosmetic reason, and just because it's a style.
I remember,
I mean, you can keep a mustache. A mustache you can keep, but it has to be within regulations. It can't be further than a quarter of an inch outside of the edges of your lips, and it has to be maintained and trimmed. There's a lot of regulations as far as that's concerned. I had to enforce that stuff, but I'm not like, I mean, I'm not gonna walk up to somebody with a ruler and measure your mustache, man. Like if it looks clean and neat, I'm cool with it. So long as I don't get harassed by it, like by other people about your facial hair, then I don't care. that was
I
that was
know.
always the way I looked at it.
I remember I was in Catholic school, and it was actually an exception for um, one of my black students not to shave, because I remember there was this kid I used to have work with, and he would shave his beard, and he would get razor bumps so bad that he actually had to get sent
Hmm.
home. It was the
Hmm.
worst. It's like only we can't really shave like that because our ingrown hairs would be so bad.
Yep.
yeah, that's what razor does to me for real.
Yeah.
The waxing all the way.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. If why does he want to go into the military?
Uh, he wanted to do Air Force. I don't know why he want to go, to be honest. Um,
Swag.
because all these high school friends are going in there, and then all of them change their mind.
Well, so here's the thing. Like, even if he joined with his friends, there's no guarantee that he's going to be in the same boot camp as his friends, or going to end up in the same units as his friends. Like, he's likely never going to see them once he's in, unless
That's it.
they take leave at the same time and meet up. So, like, if he's going
Even
just to be with his friends, then that's a bad reason to do it.
I know he's been doing HVAC, and I tell him you could do that in the military. You could do whatever you want in the military.
That's true, but certain branches don't let you pick your job. So the Navy before you go in, you can pick what job you want to do.
I
So long
told
as
him to
you
do the Navy. He said he don't want to swim.
well, honestly, you don't have to swim. The only time you have to swim
I
is
don't know what
like
they're-
once at boot camp. You just gotta qualify. That's it.
Go for a swim.
The thing is,
That's it, Chris. You don't have to
believe
learn
the
how to swim?
Apart from that, yeah, that's really the only time you have to swim because they have to make sure that you're able to swim in case you need to. But
Okay.
I mean,
oh,
So
yeah,
you learn how to swim, but you don't really swim a lot.
no. I mean,
Seal or something.
Not doing laps every day.
as far as like if the Navy's doing its job properly, you're not in the water. you're in a boat.
On a boat, right?
Yeah,
You on a boat.
yeah,
or you're under the water.
Yeah, submarine.
that's true too. Submariners have a hard life though. I do not envy them.
I can just imagine.
Well, the thing is like they only have so much room on the submarine, right? So if so you have to share your bunk like with other people. So it goes in shifts. Like two people or three people share a rack, and if one of those three people is nasty, then you have to deal with that nasty. Yeah, nah,
Oh, nasty.
nope,
Oh wow.
nope. I'm not about it. I mean, even like I have a lot of stories about just nasty things going on in the Navy. Like so in the racks, there's about on an aircraft carrier there's about 50 people in a small little room that we sleep in racks like stacked three high. So there's 3 people per stack, and all the stacks are arranged in like little cubes so that there's like 6 people in a cube. And anyway, everybody's towels are hanging on the side, the foot of their racks, and like you walk through there, the berthing is always dark and the ship's always moving. And oh man, I can't tell you how many times I've been walking through the berthing at nighttime, and the ship moves, and I have to like brace on something, and I just touch like a nasty wet towel. Ugh.
Ew.
Yeah, it's all cold and wet, and my hands just covered in it, and just like that's disgusting.
Yeah.
And that's the least of it. There's, uh,
Right.
yeah, I don't miss the nasty things, but I miss some of the people.
What
Of
about
course.
Air Force?
Air
What
Force.
about the Air Force?
Everybody else makes fun of the Air Force
Why?
because they got the easiest job.
They do?
Oh yeah,
Chris, I have a question, and it's
shoot.
maybe a silly.
Convince him to go in the Air
I
Force.
always wondered this, like, you know how the helicopter or the airplanes land with
hmm
the carriers?
Yeah.
Are the people flying their airplanes in the hell? Are they from the Navy as well, or are they from the Air Force?
Navy.
Those are
Those are
Navy.
all Navy pilots. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Oh.
I mean,
wondered that.
occasionally there may be like the odd Air Force pilot, but like the Navy pilots specifically are trained to land on aircraft
On
carriers
aircraft.
and and ships at sea, because the ships are moving the entire time. So you have a ship
Oh,
that's rocking and pitching back and forth, and you have to be able to adjust your aircraft's movement based on that. The planes have it specifically difficult, like because they're landing on a very short runway, and they have to catch a cable with there's a little hook on the back of their plane, and that cable, they have to catch that cable with the hook in order to, it's called an arresting cable, in order to stop the plane fast enough, because they're coming in typically at very high speeds. So they have to catch that cable, and that cable slows the plane down so they don't just skip over and off the so they're very, very highly trained.
that
Um,
that's precision. Like,
yeah. So there's a lot of that going on, and when we go out for workups and stuff, that's typically when a lot of these pilots get their aircraft carrier quals. Like they get qualified to do all these things. So like you see a lot of janky landings, and it can get sketchy on the flight deck. The flight deck's a scary place to be during flight operations. One of the most dangerous places, like in the military, is on the flight deck during flight ops.
imagine.
You got anything on the Army?
Uh, no. I mean, I have a cousin that was in the Army.
Hmm.
He enjoyed it.
You
He just
did?
got out. Yeah. No, he's alive.
My husband was in the Army.
He
He
said
went
he's
there like
alive.
right out of
You
high
said you enjoyed it, and I was like, he did? Yeah, he's alive.
school. He said that he and my brother-in-law, they both said, yeah, all the bad things I ever learned, I learned them in the Army.
That's right. That's right. No, but I mean, honestly, like if you're gonna join the military, you have to have a high tolerance for BS, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of hurry up and wait. There's a lot of do it because I told you to do it. So you have to have a high tolerance for that sort of thing, and if not, then you're not gonna do well. Um, but yeah, I mean, there are a lot of really great people in the services, and yeah, I was lucky to meet a lot of them.
Well, thank you for your
Great.
service, Chris.
Oh, stop.
All
Appreciate it.
right.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. It feels generic to say that, so I usually don't.
Yeah, like I mean, I feel weird when I hear it.
I know a lot of guys, well, people that are in the military do say that, but others do say.
Because I mean, like, what's the yeah,
But
what's the
I
appropriate
really mean it when I
response?
say it. I'm like, I really
It's
mean
like, thank you for your
that.
support is like the typical response, but that feels like kind of canned, and you know what I mean.
Thank you for doing your job for your country or something.
Well,
I
but
mean, I volunteered for it, so
everybody does
But
do it, and you are sacrificing your life when you
yeah,
go
that's what I
into
was
the
about to
military.
say.
A lot of
That's a big
people don't come
deal.
back, or if they do come back, they're not the same.
that's true.
Never the
Yeah,
same.
They
That's true.
left.
true.
I mean, that your life's on the line for us, for our freedoms.
Oh,
So I appreciate it. And I
thank you,
remember
Professor.
Yeah, most definitely.
some ladies at work upset that some of the guys who were in the military, in state government, they hold your job. If you get an assignment
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, when you get out, you come back to your job
Right.
at
Yeah.
your pay, and there's no problem. And these ladies were talking trash about some of these guys who were, away on leave, and um they tried to kind of like get me involved in it, and I said to them, I have nothing bad to say about a person that's serving their country for our safety.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's written in the law. If they have an issue with that, they can address that with their legislators, and they can introduce a bill or do something. Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
To stand on, they were just being just,
caddy.
yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
that is exactly what it was. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would you say that? Like this, and the guys they said, oh well, we heard that they were assigned to, like, I remember there was one guy, he was like assigned to 9/11. He was assigned 9/11. I said, well, do you want to go around there?
Right.
You want to go around there? All of that, like, people got a lot of lung disease and different things happening to them around that
Yep.
area. But they were just so, I don't know. I couldn't believe it. Like, how could you be that way towards um, people in the military? What do they
That's yeah. I mean,
help
that's
people? They safe.
I had a friend who was technically on a leave of absence from his job when he was in the military. He was in for about 7 years, and the entire time he was on a leave of absence from his former job, and then when he got out, he went right back to his former job. And honestly, I think it's great. It's great to have a system like that in place. You know
And
what I mean?
your
So that
first
he can.
preference too.
Yeah, exactly. Because he wanted to do something. He wanted to serve for whatever reason that he did. He got the calling. You know what I mean? He wanted to serve, and he did. And then when he got out, he still had his job. And I mean, his position had obviously been filled, but there was a
They
position
had a job
available
there
for
for
him.
him. He
Exactly.
had a job. He had a
Exactly.
job at the same salary.
Mm, I like that.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of perks, Jasmine, um, and Alicia, I guess if you want to tell your kid, your son. There's a lot of perks, but it's not easy and it's not for everybody. There are a lot of people that go in with without doing their research or without knowing what they're getting themselves into, and they don't adjust well, and the military has systems in place to get those people out without damaging their uh, their job prospects in the future. But then there are people that get in and do something wrong, and then that's a mark that you every time you go and fill out a job application, you got to check that box. Yes, you were in the military, and then you have to explain why you got out. And a lot of places don't look too favorably on people that can't.
Oh,
Uh, well, I won't say they can't, because if you get discharged for medical reasons or yeah, something along those lines, something that's not due to the character of your service, then it's not a big deal. But I know people that were forced out because they were, one particularly egregious case, they were smuggling a person from Mexico into San Diego.
What?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Why?
Wow. I didn't think you were gonna say something like that. I thought you were saying something like, oh, they were on drugs or something.
I mean that's pretty common,
That's a
especially
common.
in California. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, common. But
Um,
smuggling people.
yeah, no. Apparently they got these two service members. They were approached at a bar. They were asked if they have their passport, and the one said yes, and they were told that they could make, I want to say it was like $30,000 to go down to Tijuana, go to a bar, get a drink, leave the bar, and drive back. And they got caught at the border.
Hmm.
Wow.
So they were discharged, and they're gonna have a hard time.
Did they use the uh, army vehicle? I mean, the military vehicle?
No. It wasn't a military vehicle. It was a personal vehicle, but still, I mean, they're
Right.
service members.
Right.
Like no matter where they go, like in the news, it didn't say so and so did something. It said United States service member did something. So they're representing the military when they're out in town, and that has to be in the back of your mind whenever you're doing anything,
Yeah. So
especially in foreign ports.
yeah. So if a person breaks the law and they're in the military abroad somewhere, do they?
It depends. It depends on the situation, like the way the um whatever deal that we've worked out with the local government, right? So if they were to do something like that in Singapore, uh, they're held to account by the local government, whatever the country that they're in, and then once they're released from whatever the punishment deemed by the local courts, then they're held to account by military justice, the UCMJ. So yeah, it's not a joke. They do not take that sort of thing lightly.
Wow.
Yep. So you got to be real careful, and it's hard for a lot of Navy guys. I know that much because they go into a foreign port and they've been stuck on a boat for 2-3 months, and they have all this money saved up, and they want to cut loose, but then they do something stupid and they get themselves in trouble, and yeah, it's real easy to lose what you've earned. And that's one thing that they tell you is like, don't lose what you've earned, because you can lose pay, you get put on restriction. They do what's called 45-45, 45 days restriction, 45 days extra duty, a half month's pay times 2. That's like the bare minimum for a UCMJ violation, and reduction in rank to the next lowest pay grade.
Oh. Oh.
Yep.
Good.
So they say keep what you earned. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Very
How
interesting.
long were you in there?
I was in it for 5 years.
Okay.
I joined when I was 25, so
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, you don't look 32.
Oh, thanks. That's probably because the resolution's low on my phone. You got up close, you can see all the grays on the side of my head.
Still don't look 32.
Well, I also don't have kids, so I think that helps.
So Jasmine, what do? You knit,
Oh, I'm crocheting.
crochet?
Well,
Like you
thing is,
and Kiara have the same hobbies.
I was trying to make a blanket with some leftover yarn,
Oh, nice.
but the stitches are messy, and I found the needle I can use. It's big, but it's harder to manipulate it with. I figured I'd just start fresh from the beginning and give him something better to sleep on. I'm like, I may as well use this yarn for something useful.
Did you notice Kiara was doing the same thing?
I kind of did. I didn't look in her camera too much. I was just like, oh, she's doing something.
Yeah, she was doing the same thing.
I didn't even realize what
Both
time
like
it was.
video games. You guys have a couple of things in common.
I wanted to start a healthier habit, and I figured I'd make him something to help him sleep better since he's always got insomnia. So I was like, hey, a blanket. And I got this fluffy pillow yarn, so I thought it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to cut out on you guys, but I gotta go start dinner.
Aw.
Thank you so much, Professor. I hope I'll see you on campus next year.
Okay, me too. I'm always open to communication still. But I may be in Trenton on next semester. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I see anybody.
Oh, you mean the Trenton campus?
The Trenton campus, yeah. Because I did. They asked me what was the preference, so I put that because it's near my job.
Okay,
Right.
that makes sense.
In the daytime, I could just,
Pop over there. Yep.
right over there.
Yep.
Like down the street on Host. But it depends on, you don't really have a lot to say. They just give you what they. Although I have a lot of seniority. I've been here for a long time.
Fair enough.
So, but we'll see. But usually when I'm on the main campus, I'm always over in
Communication building.
communications building, where you see Deep sitting all the time. That's my class usually. But sometimes we're in ET, and sometimes we're in LA. So
Really?
I guess it all depends.
On just where there's an available space.
Yeah, but
Fair
most
enough.
of the time my class is in over there where you see Deep. That's my class.
All right, well, I'll keep my eyes open. If I see you, I'll stop and say hi.
Yeah, I'll be very happy to see you.
Thank you so much, Professor.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Professor. See you at some point on campus.
Yes.
See you guys.
An email if you ever need a reference or anything like that. I'm here.
I
Oh,
definitely.
reference?
Yeah, your professor can write your recommendation or something. You didn't know that?
I may as well ask everybody, so it's another person add to the list. Can I just email you now?
So you have to be nice.
yeah, let me know. I'm just kidding.
All right, Professor, take care.
Okay, take care, everyone.
Okay.
Be safe.
Bye, class. It was a good one.
Bye-bye. Bye, Dee.
Bye. See you next week.
No, you won't see me next week.
Oh,
We got tests on Monday. Not Monday.
Oh,
Dee, we're done.
see you on campus in the fall.
Yeah. So you know where my class is, right?
Very well.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Professor.
Take care. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Bye, Jasmine.
Oh, wait. Question mark.
What do you need it for?
I don't know yet.
Oh.
I'm just trying to be prepared.
When you have it, if you need it, I will be happy. Like a lot of students transfer to another school.
Well, I'm transferring to Rutgers. I could probably put it for that. Can I ask for a letter for that?
Sure.
Okay. Did you get my email?
Not yet. I can't see it while I'm in here.
Okay. Well, I tried to use business lingo. I don't know if that's good yet.
Okay, well, you have to send. It's a process. Like they usually send it to me, and I have to upload it into their submission thing like that. So.
Okay.
Whenever you get ready to do it, just give them my name, my email address, and then.
Oh, so it goes through you.
Yeah, like what'll happen is there's a admission process, and as part of the process, you have to get so many letters of recommendation, and then you have to tell them who were the letters of recommendation, and then they will send me email with the link to put my recommendation in there.
Oh, okay.
That's how most of the students, that's how it usually happens. I have students going to all different places, and that's how it's done. The school will send me an email with a link.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Just contact me and make sure, when you're ready to do it.
Ready. Well, thank you.
You're welcome, and good luck to you.
You too. Bye, Professor.
Having you as a student.
Aw.
And your doggies. Cute.
I better tell her when she comes up here. But okay, I'm gonna let you go. Bye.
Alrighty, bye-bye.